Oh, hello.
And welcome to the Comic Queens podcast. I'm Alex.
And I'm Annie. And today we are here for another installment of Manga March. I am really excited to dive into this one, but I think that you've definitely overachieved.
I had some themes. I have a lot more one-shots than you do.
Yeah, I think that might be true. I'm still trying to stick to this, episode 3 should be a trilogy kind of a situation, which I even had to cheat at. So, I'm doing great for myself right now.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I stuck to one series for today. So, I'm curious to hear what you've kind of read.
I did 3 individuals. So, the first one I did was Touch Within the Abyss. This is one that you own as well. I loved this one. It is so good. It's tragic. It's beautiful.
So it's an Alex story.
It's so pretty. I teared up a little bit at the end. You know what? So many of these manga that I've been reading have been making me cry, and I've been loving it. So I need more manga that make me cry.
Give us all the recommendations.
As per usual. So this story is about Chinansu and Kasumi. So we start off with Chinansu, and he is kind of an assassin, gangster's son. He's just in the underworld.
Yeah.
And we start off with a flashback, and it's 5 years prior. So Chinansu is supposed to be killing someone. He's a child himself, but his dad is like, go complete this mission. Your brother, who is older than you, is kind of a little useless, so it's up to you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
sounds like the dad is useless.
Yeah. Unfortunately for him, this family of hitmen, it's not going well, and he's unable to complete his mission. He's not able to kill this person.
Yeah.
And it ends up with his brother dying. So he caused his brother to die by not being able to complete this mission.
Mm.
And there's one witness to this. His name is Katsumi. And Kasumi is around the same age. Mm-hmm. He's in the flashback. He's looks a little older and he's bigger.
Okay.
In the present day, Chinansu is he's had his growth spurt, so he's much taller than Kasumi now. And so he is on another mission for his dad. He still has not been able to kill someone. So, he's not really a hitman. Comes from a family of hitmen, and his father is trying to give him assignments, but he is just I can't do this. I don't want to be a part of this.
Yeah. Understandable. His brother died.
Yeah. So, he was comforted in the past when his brother died by Kasumi, and so he remembers him, and he sees him on the street again. And he's like, I remember those eyes. I remember this person. And Kasumi's bag was stolen, and Chinansu gets the bag back for him.
Yeah.
And so he decides that he is going to walk Kasumi home because his cane broke and he's blind. Mm. So he ends up walking him all the way home, and Kasumi invites him in to have some tea. So he goes in, he has his tea, and they just have a little chat. And at the end of the visit, Kasumi is like, will you be my friend? And Chinansu is like, yes, I will. Okay, Aww. Sure. So he comes back and he visits him regularly because Kasumi doesn't leave very often because he's blind, and he just doesn't have a ton of confidence to go out on his own.
Yeah.
He's also kind of disconnected from his family. His family own an inn, and the younger brother runs the inn in place of the older brother because he's blind.
Yeah.
And the parents have kind of shoved him in a corner and given him a smaller room that's farther away from the family. So he's just a little bit disconnected. He feels pretty lonely, and he's not really got any friends. So that's part of the reason why when Chinansu came to him, he's like, this is a good person, and I want him to be my friend. So they start getting closer, and Chinansu keeps taking him out to different places. So they go to the aquarium, and he describes the aquarium. It's all of these experiences that he's never had before. And so they go to like a dolphin show, and even though he can't see it, he can hear what's going on, and he's just like having such a good time and getting to experience all of these new things. Aww. And he's just like super happy about it. Now, the dad is not happy because Chinonsu is gone. Like, he's just off the radar.
Yeah.
And we see a little intimate moment between Chinonsu and Kasumi where Kasumi is asking about this necklace that Chinonsu wears, and he says that it belongs to someone else, but he's keeping it until he can return it. And that he wants to stay with Kasumi, but he has something that he has to do first. Mm-hmm. So they have really like already expressed their feelings to each other, and Chinonsu was like, but I have to go and do this. Like, doesn't say that to him, but is thinking that I need to go and complete this task first.
Yeah.
So he goes, and it's like not said what he's doing. The dad kidnaps Kasumi and is trying to use Kasumi to get Chinonsu to do his duty as a hitman and like become the person that he wants him to be. And it doesn't work out. Like, he ends up getting Kasumi back, and they do end up living happily ever after. And Chinonsu leaves the hitman life behind, and they just get to have this like quiet little life by the sea where they run this inn with the little brother, and they do travel more. So he gets to take Kasumi out to see the world because he's never seen it. And it's just so beautiful. I loved this one. It's so good.
That sounds so good.
I loved it.
Aww. So, I'll have to read my copy.
You will. You will. You'll love it. So the next one that I read is called Hereditary Triangle. This is also a single volume, and it's a little bit of a love triangle.
Ooh.
So it's all of these, the theme that I'm using today is drama. Mm-hmm. All of these stories have a little bit of drama to them. At this story, we have our main character. His name is Kotaro, and his wife, who is Toko. Now, they have known each other since they were children. Mm-hmm. Kotaro had a neighbor who was his best friend. His name is Toru. And Toru and Kotaro, they both had the same love interest. Mm-hmm. So they had been friends since they were children, like super, super close. And then they meet this girl. They both really like her. And Kotaro is in a relationship with her. Mm-hmm. But Toru is, like, tagging along all the time. Like, so it's really the three of them hanging out always. Yeah. And Kotaro is thinking, like, he's unsure if his now wife, like, he ended up marrying this girl, Toko, if she stayed with him and married him because Toru left, or if it's because she really wanted to be with him. Yeah. So Toru disappeared when they were younger. One day when they were still in school, he just left and never came back, and they never found out what happened to him. So it's this big mystery. Yeah. And they end up moving back to this small town after leaving for a while. And the reason they moved back is because Kotaro, his dad died, so they go to stay with his mom and help her take care of the family used bookstore and just be there for her now that she is alone. And when they get back, they find out that Toru died. And so Kotaro is walking down the street, and he sees Toru. He's like, what's going on? Yeah. And he goes up to him, and it ends up being his son. So Toru had a son. His name was Kaoru. So Kaoru is also, like, identical looking. Yeah. And both father and son were very interested in photography. So he had the camera with him, which was another reason why why Kotaro thought that it was Toru. And Toru was a wildlife photographer, so he traveled all the time. And Kaoru, he isn't a professional photographer. It's just a hobby for him. Yeah. But it's still something that they both loved and enjoyed. And so you find out that Kaoru is there to kind of go through the family house, because the dad died and like go through all of the belongings and kind of take care of affairs there while his mom is still in the city.
Yeah.
And so they end up inviting him over to have some tea, and they all end up talking, and Toko is saying like, oh, like, let me come and help you because I don't have a job, so like you must need help going through all of this stuff.
Yeah.
And Kotaro is like already feeling weird about this. He's like, it's just fueling the fire for him of, would she have chosen me if she had a choice?
Yeah.
And so Kotaro ends up saying, like, no, I'll be the one to help you. So he goes over there, and he kind of has a little heart-to-heart with Kaoru where he tells what happened, how they were all friends in the past, and how they both had a crush on Toko, and how he feels really guilty because he feels like he drove Toru away. Mm-hmm. And you find out that Toru never took pictures of people because he wanted to take pictures of things so that he could hold on to them, and he felt like you can't hold on to people and like control, like, you know, manipulate them to feel what you want them to feel. Mm-hmm. So he didn't like taking pictures of people because of that.
Yeah.
And so then, you know, things are moving forward, and the mom ends up having a fall, so she has to go to the hospital, and Kotaro goes with her. And then Toko talks to Kaoru and says, like, let's go on a date to the aquarium. And he's like, okay, I guess. And so they go there, and she is telling a story about how the three of them went to the aquarium when they were younger, and how she knows that Kotaro felt this way, that, mm-hmm. like, he was unsure of her choice. And she's like, but it has always been him. I never had feelings for Toru. It's always been Kotaro for me.
Yeah.
And so her way of showing that was to get close to the sun. Like, she had some weird idea that, like, if she got close to the sun and then chose him, like, it would show him that it was choosing him. But it's, like, a little muddled. She had good intentions, again, but bad execution.
Yeah.
And so they agree not to tell that they went on this date because Kaoru is like, this is not going to look good. It doesn't matter how you spin it. And so time goes on. Throughout this entire time, you're seeing flashbacks of the three of them when they were younger. So you get to see their relationship at various points. You get to see how Toru doesn't like change. The reason that he got into photography is because he didn't like that flowers had to die. And so he wanted to take pictures of them to preserve them forever.
Yeah.
And so you see that he really was just like upset that things had to change all the time. Mm-hmm. And so they're going through all of his old photos, and it's Kaoru and Kotaro, and they are looking at all of these landscapes that they have because Kaoru is like, I can't get rid of them. Like, I loved my father's photography and I just don't want to get rid of them, but I can't keep them all. So if there are any that you want, like, go ahead. And they find one picture that has people in it, and it's one that Toru took of Kotaro and Toko. Mm-hmm. And it was right before he left forever. And so you see from Kaoru's point of view, he is talking to his dad and saying, like, if you get to see kind of his thought process where he's saying, like, you have good things that happen to you.
Yeah.
But you also have sad things that happen to you. And if the sad things happen and you can't get rid of them, then you have to toss the good things away with them, mm-hmm. and run away. So that's why he ran in the past. Mm-hmm. And Kaoru tells this to Kotaro and, like, kind of frees him from the guilt, both of them being guilty that, like, they pushed him away or that their happiness was the reason that he left. Mm-hmm. Kaoru is saying, like, no, he loved you guys and he wanted to preserve your memory. Mm-hmm. And he just could not deal with change, didn't know what to do, and so he just left. It was the only thing that he felt like he could do. And so Kotaro is at this point, he's like, okay, like, it's fine. He really likes the son. And so they invite the son to come back and stay with them and visit. And Kaoru, it ends with him being like, I am learning from my father's mistakes and I'm going to go back and visit them, because to have these good times, you have to have bad times sometimes.
Aww.
So it's super, super sweet. I loved this one.
Yeah.
It's like, it was a good ending. It's always sad to see like when someone doesn't get their happy ending, but he really did get his happy ending. It's just that they never got to reunite. Like, but he was still happy with his wife and his son that he ended up having. Like, he loved his family.
Yeah.
It's just that he never reconnected with his friends from his past.
Yeah.
So, I have one more for you.
Okay.
This is Josee the Tiger and the Fish. Now, I picked this one up because the cover was gorgeous.
I've seen this one, and I can concur.
Knew nothing about it at all, but I did find out that this is originally a movie from 2003, a live-action movie, and they made it into a manga.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, we have Josee is one of the main characters. Our other main character is Sunio, and Sunio is a college student, and he is obsessed with the ocean and diving. He works at a dive shop, and he's trying to save up money to study abroad in Mexico so that he can look at the specific sea life that is like native to that area and nowhere else. Mm-hmm. And so he's working on getting into this program and then getting scholarships for this program.
Yeah.
And he has 2 jobs because he needs to make the money to afford to be able to do the school stuff.
Yeah.
And he's on his way home from his dive shop job. And there is a girl in a wheelchair who is like rolling down a hill at him. So he stops her and like, you know, prevents her from crashing into something. Mm-hmm. But then she crashes into him. And she is like, get away from me, you're creepy. She ends up biting him. Like, she's a little feral.
Oh my gosh.
And you find out she's 2 years older than him. So he's 22, she's 24. But she lives with her grandma.
The fact that she's 24 and she's a biter, crazy.
Well, so you get to see that she's pretty sheltered, and her grandma has some interesting ideology and like doesn't really let her outside. So she doesn't really have like the people skills that she should have. She's pretty bitter.
Gotcha.
Because she doesn't like, her grandma won't let her go outside. And this was one time when they did go outside and someone apparently pushed her down a hill. And so the grandma's like, see, I told you. People are awful.
You know, I get the sentiment, but she's going about it the wrong way.
So the grandma's thankful that he stopped her from getting in a worse accident than she did.
Yeah.
She invites him over for dinner. Josie's not happy about it. She's like, get this creep away from me.
I just bit him.
So he ends up going back to the house, having dinner with them, and talking with the grandma. The grandma ends up offering him a job to be her caretaker. So he goes back to the house to be her caretaker, and she has him do, like, the most ridiculous task. Like, counting individual grains of rice into the thousands. Like, she's like, okay, this mat, it's like a rice mat. And she's like, I can't go to sleep at night because I keep thinking how many grains of rice are on here. So you have to count them. And, like, things like that.
And she's just doing it on purpose.
Yeah, because she doesn't want him there. She's trying to get him to go away.
Yeah.
And he does it anyways.
I'm not going to lie. I think that I would oblige her.
He keeps going back, though, because it's really good money.
Gotta make ends meet.
Yeah. So one day when he goes there, though, she's gone. And he's like, well, shit.
Great.
So he runs out. He says to the grandma, like, Josee left. I have to go find her. I don't know what's going on. And so he goes out to find her, and he does end up finding her. She wants to go to the ocean. And he does end up taking her there against the grandmother's wishes. Mm-hmm. And she is like, I want to know if the ocean is salty. Because she heard it was, but she's never seen it. She's never been near it, so she doesn't know.
Yeah.
So he takes her there. She finds out that the ocean is salty. And they end up going back. And, like, they have really kind of, like, this heart-to-heart moment. Because he can kind of see that the grandmother is, like, really holding her close and not letting her grow or learn or do anything, like, have any experiences.
Yeah.
And so he starts taking her out every day when the grandmother takes her nap in the afternoon. And they do different things. So, like, they go to the movies. He makes her a skateboard that she can sit on so that she can skate. Mm-hmm. And they go to the zoo, and she sees a tiger, which she's terrified of. And so it's like she's doing all of these new things. She's really happy, and things are just going well. So you also see that a social worker comes to visit. And this is where you find out that she is 24. And the social worker is saying, like, I found a job. This is to the grandma. Mm-hmm. The social worker is saying, I found a job for Josee. Like, it would be great if she could do this. The grandma's like, no, I don't want her to go outside. And the social worker's like, we need to work towards independence for her.
Sorry, ma'am, but she's 24 years old.
Yeah. And the grandma's like, no. But then
all right,
the grandma ends up dying. So now Josee really is all on her own. She has a small inheritance from the grandma, but it's not going to last. Like, it's not a sum that she doesn't ever have to work again. You know? Like, it'll get her by for a little bit. Mm-hmm. So she gets assigned a new caseworker, and this guy is a dick. He is saying, like, what are you going to do? You need to get a job. Like, quit being lazy. She wants to be an artist, and she's really good.
Yeah.
And so she says, like, I want to sell my art, and I want to, like, maybe make books, and, you know, she's saying all this stuff. And he's like, those are dreams, and those are nice to have, but, like, that's not going to work. And so then...
Who pissed in his coffee?
I know. She gets a visit from Sunio's coworkers. Mm-hmm. Mai is one of them, and she is... like, she's around the same age as the rest of them. And she tells Josee, who's also, by the way, I never said this, but her real name isn't Josee. Her real name is Kumiko. But she goes by Josee because it's the name of a character of a book that she really loves.
Oh, okay.
And so Mai tells her, like, you need to let him go. Like, he's going to study abroad, so, like, you need to back off. Also, the only reason he's hanging out with you is because he pities you. And so...
Who the fuck are you even to say that, Mai?
the grandma dying, the caseworker being a horrible person, Mai being a horrible person. This is just too much for Josee, and she ends up taking all of her art supplies down, getting rid of all of her paintings, just, like, kind of giving up on all of this creative stuff. And she's like, I'm gonna just go be an office worker. And so Tsuneo goes to visit her and sees that all of her stuff is gone and is like, what's going on? And so Josee says, like, okay, you have one last job. I just want you to take me to the ocean one more time. And then, like, you're free of your obligation. Because, remember, he was being paid to be her caretaker. So, like, while they were getting closer, there was still that financial relationship that they had.
Yeah.
And so he takes her there, and then they kind of have a little, like, argument because he's saying, why did you put all of your art stuff away? You shouldn't be doing that. Mm-hmm. She says that she knows that he's going to go study abroad and just leave, and that, like, she doesn't want to be around him anymore.
Did he not tell her this?
No.
Oh.
No, he didn't.
Not great, Sunio.
He did try to tell her, but then she distracted him with something else, and it just never came up again, apparently. You know how it is.
Yeah. Getting distracted. I get it.
So she ends up, like, going away. Like, she's trying to escape now. And then he is chasing after her. It's raining. And he ends up getting hit by a car. So ambulance comes. He gets in a coma for a little while. And when he comes out of it, they had to do emergency surgery on his leg. And they couldn't do... like, they couldn't wait, you know, like, until he was awake to make the decision on what he wanted done. So they just had to do it. They put in screws and other medical things. And the doctor's telling him, like, you're going to have to learn how to re-walk. And you may not ever be able to walk or run the same way again. So he ends up losing his scholarship and his spot to study abroad because the school is like, if he can't come now, we have to fill it with someone else. And so he just gets really disheartened and is like, he gives up. He's like, you know, Josee is gone, essentially. Like, her entire personality is gone. And yes.
It just reminded me of the 80s song where it's like, Josee's on a vacation far away.
She's not, though. She's here.
Josie's on a vacation far away. Continue. I'm just crazy.
And Sunio was like, I'm never going to be able to do what I could do before, so what's the point of even trying? He just is, you know, really brokenhearted about losing his scholarship and everything. And so Josee hears about this, and she makes a book, and it's this, like, beautiful story about a mermaid who gets this magical shell to turn into a human. And so she goes, and there's a man who... he's like a guardian angel, and he has his wings and everything, and he protects her from the tiger, and he ends up getting hurt. And so the mermaid uses her wish. If she's only allowed to wish either to turn into a human or to turn back into a mermaid. If she wishes for anything else, then she turns into sea foam. And so she wishes for him to be able to fulfill his dream and to go to this, like, to go to the dive, really. And so she's like, I'm okay with turning back into sea foam as long as he gets to complete his wish. And then the magical shell is like, you don't have to turn into sea foam because you used your wish for someone else, but he still got to go and, like, live his dream. Yeah. And so he feels better about this now, and it, like, really renews him. And so he goes and he tries really hard to be able to walk again. And his friends are there cheering him on and, like, watching him every step of the way.
Hopefully not Mai.
She was there, and you can see the animosity between the two girls still. Because also Mai, like, confesses to him at a horrible time. She's like, yeah, I love you. And it's right when he's going through all this scholarship stuff. And it's just, like, very out of place.
Hey, I love you. Hey, I've got some shit I'm going through right now.
Yeah, so it doesn't go over well.
Back off, Mai.
So it's finally time for Sunio to be able to leave the hospital. His rehab has gone well. He only has to go back, like, once a week to continue to work on his, like, walking abilities. But he's okay. So he asked Josee to come back and, like, be there when he leaves. But she's not there. So he goes back to the house, and all of her stuff is gone. Yeah. And so Josee is trying to leave. So she's trying to get on a train and go somewhere. Yeah. And Sunio ends up finding her and is like, why are you doing this? Like, what is going on? Why are you leaving? And Josee is like, I don't want you to feel like you have to be here. And, you know, I know that you were just a caretaker for me and that we don't have a relationship, and I just don't want to be a burden to you. And then Sunio confesses that he loves her, and Josee confesses that she loves him. And then you see 1 year later, he still is going to his study abroad. Mm-hmm. So he has gone to Mexico and already started the program. And he's come back on his spring break and he's visiting with her. And they're going to live happily ever after once his study abroad is back. Aww. And it's so precious. I loved this one.
It sounds adorable.
Yeah.
Now I want to see the movie.
I know. And it's an older one. 2003.
Don't say that. Wow, what a young movie.
What a new, hip movie.
What a new release. Well, the one that I have for us today was about as close as I was going to come to a trilogy, so I could stick to my idea, you know?
You tried.
I tried my best, everybody. I made the decision before I thought too far ahead, so this is where we're at. So I'm cheating because this story does only have 3 volumes out so far, but there is a planned 4th volume to come out eventually in early 2027. But for now, it's a trilogy. So I'm banking on that.
In the year of our Lord 2026, this is okay.
Exactly. This story is called After School Etude. It's by Hirone Cyan, and it's published by Seven Seas. This one I've wanted forever, and I just waited until I could find, like, my faded copies. Like, I'd wanted to pick it up, but they'd have, like, volume 1 and then not 2 and 3. Or they'd have volume 3 and none of the other ones. Mm-hmm. And I finally found them 1, 2, and 3, like right next to each other at the bookstore. And I was like, it's time. This is my time. So when I tell you that it was a perfect match, you'll see why in a while. Mm-hmm. But this story follows 2 main characters. And the story opens up at this like arts academy. And so it's for like high schoolers and early college students to take their classes, but also have a focus on the arts. So a lot of people are like photography majors or, you know, dance majors or anything else. And really the 2 characters are both going into dance. So our main character, Minobe, he is going to be a ballet major. That's his focus in school. And he's not, like, very great at it. He gets there on a scholarship, but everyone is like, every time I watch you dance, like, it's just stiff. It feels wrong. And, like, your posture and everything is good. Like, he's really tall and muscular and, like, he looks the part. But there's just something that falls short every time they see him dance. Mm-hmm. So he's got a complex. Like, he's not feeling good about himself. He's at a school with the best of the best. And he's falling short. And then you have Ichinomiya, who is top of his class, a grade above him. And he's a shit stirrer. He doesn't have a good reputation at school. Mm-hmm. So, like, everything is just people picking on him and there being rumors. The story literally starts out with Ichinomiya fighting somebody in the cafeteria and, like, an argument across the entire cafeteria. Mm-hmm. And it's because someone's making fun of him for like my girlfriend likes you or something. Like, how dare you try to steal my girlfriend? And Ichinomiya just like starts stripping himself down to his underwear. And he's like, can you blame her? Look at how perfect I am.
Oh my gosh.
Like, I could dance fucking naked if I wanted to. Everything I do is perfection. And he's not wrong. He's really good at what he does.
That's a strong start, though.
But he's strong. Yeah, he's got a strong personality. And Minobe sees him and is immediately like, he could dance naked. He could do whatever he wants. He's fantastic. Love this energy. And he just kind of finds like a muse in Ichinomiya. Well, in his class, he finds out that he has to pair up for a pas de deux, which is like a pairing dance and practices. And he ends up getting paired with Ichinomiya, who is supposed to teach him some of his skill sets and vice versa. Mm-hmm. So it's like their school project, basically, to work with other dancers to develop different skill sets and everything else. And so they get paired together, and Minobe is ecstatic. And he knows exactly who Ichinomiya is. He runs over. He's like, hi, Ichi-san, and making like nicknames for him. And Ichinomiya's like, who the hell are you? Back the fuck away from me. And so Minobe's like, we're going to do this dance together. And Ichinomiya's like, I didn't select your name. I'm not doing that shit with you at all. I have other things to focus on. And Minobe has heard that there are rumors about Ichinomiya and his personality and everything else. Like, there are rumors that he hooks up with one of the teachers there. Mm-hmm. And there are rumors that, like, he was so good at ballet that he had to stop doing ballet to do contemporary dance just so that he could, you know, find something else to excel at. And they were like, yeah, you can't even teach him, and he's scary to be around, and all these rumors. And so Minobe just keeps pushing. He's like, you are my partner for this, so we will be doing our dances after school. And it even gets to the point that Ichinomiya, like, punches him and is like, leave me alone. And Minobe's like, you did just punch me. Can you please dance with me now?
Oh my gosh.
And he just wears him down. So Ichinomiya's like, fine, you get me 2 days after school a week. And we'll dance together and it's fine. And Ichinomiya pulls no punches. Like, he says, dance for me. And Minobe dances. And he's like, wow, that was fucking awful. Like, what a terrible day to have eyes, basically. Meanwhile, Minobe's like, I really want to see you dance. And he's like, of course you do. And he's like, but I don't dance ballet anymore. And he's like, yeah, I heard you're doing contemporary, but I'd love to see your dance. Like, please do a dance. Can you do a dance for me? And so Ichi-san does eventually do, like, some specific part of the Swan Lake Ballet. And Minobe is just enamored watching this. And so he, like, makes a move on Ichinomiya, and surprisingly, Ichinomiya's like, we can help each other out. That's fine. And Minobe's like, this is, like, the best day ever. Like, I got to watch the best ballet person at the entire school, even though he's not, like, majoring in ballet. And he told me I suck at everything, and also we got to hook up. What could be better? So he takes this as super positive, and he does start to really get benefits out of doing this pas de deux with him. So he starts improving on his skills. He's, like, softening up. He's not as stiff. And Ichinomiya is giving him really good guidance, and they're hooking up with one another. So it's perfectly fine. And Ichinomiya kind of starts to soften at this point. So he realizes that Minobe is kind of like a dog. And he's like, oh, if I, like, give him incentives, he really seems to respond to that. So they have this school festival coming up, and he's like, if you can raise your rank in your class by improving your skill sets, you'll be able to dance on the same stage as me. And that's a huge motivator, because Minobe realizes that in Ichi-san's teachings, what he really wants is for Ichi's eyes to be on him at all times.
Yeah.
He's like, whatever I can do to draw Ichi's attention to me, that's what I want to do. So he starts taking it super seriously, and Ichinomiya's like, that's kind of cute. So, you know, there's a total benefit. And he does end up getting better. So Ichinomiya helps him pick a dance specifically, because he's like, okay, your skill sets are really good jumps, so we should have you doing something where you have a lot of jumps involved in the dance to show off your skill sets. You know, we can continue working on all the other technical stuff at a later date, whatever. And so he ends up making it into this festival. Minobe performs and does a really good job. And he's going to try to wish Ichi good luck, and somebody destroyed Ichi's costume.
Oh my gosh.
And so he's like, what do I do? Like, Ichi's costume's destroyed. He goes on the stage in like 20 minutes. And so he doesn't have much time, but he sews together Ichi's ballet slippers that were cut in half. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I tried to fix these as best as I could for you. Like, I don't know what to do. And Ichi was like, I'll just go out there and dance in my tights. Like, tights only. Like, I don't care.
Oh my
And
gosh.
so he goes out there, but with the slippers that got sewn together for him, because now he has a soft spot.
Tights and slippers.
Yeah. And he goes out and does his performance, and it's beautiful. Like, everyone is so enamored. And he did stick to ballet, even though he's a contemporary dance major. So he gets a glimpse. He's like, I don't know why Ichi didn't stick with ballet, but I'm so happy to have, like, witnessed this. Like, it just feels so special. And both of them were, like, watching each other from the side stage. Mm-hmm. And it just becomes very obvious that Minobe definitely made it clear that the reason he wants to dance well is so that Ichi looks at him. But he sees Ichi looking at him, too. And so he's like, oh, we, like, love each other.
This is great.
Yeah, this is great. So in volume 2, it's the end of, like, that school festival, and now it's a new semester. And Minobe is sad puppy dog eyes because they have a new pas de deux pairing. And so he's not dancing with Ichi anymore after school. But they decide to like book the studio around the same time. And so the girls that they're dancing with, they're like, hey, can you stop staring at Ichi? Or hey, can you stop staring at Minobe? We're supposed to be dancing together. And Ichi is a dick, of course. So he looks at his female partner and he's like, you're not good at this. And she's like, yeah, because I'm scared you're going to drop me. And he's like, well, you have to trust your partner no matter what. So he makes Minobe dance with him as like an example. He's like, I trust Minobe with my life. So watch us do this dance together. And at this point, all of the students are starting to like build their portfolios. So somebody takes a video of it, of like the two guys dancing their pas de deux, and posts it online, and it goes like super viral. And Minobe's like nervous at first, like he doesn't want people to know that they're together. So like the girls are like, hey, can you guys stop flirting with each other and start actually doing the practice with me? And Minobe's like, I'm not flirting with Ichi-san. And then Ichi's like, oh, that's a shame, I'm flirting with you. And Minobe can't keep a lid on it. So he's like, well, I guess we'll like keep our relationship a secret, but like some of the people close to us will know that we're together and it's fine. And you realize that Ichi is actually the son of a famous like Swan Lake dancer. And so Minobe has a little bit of a fangirl moment. And he's like, oh my gosh, do I get to meet your mom? And Ichi's like, yeah, I want to introduce you to my family. So he introduces Minobe to his mom. And when they get to the house, the teacher that Ichi is rumored to have a relationship with is there at the house. You learn that Ichi has disclosed this to Minobe at this point, but Ichi was groomed by this teacher. So the mom in like good faith had known him. They were in the ballet scene together. And when she had her son, when he was really young, he was like, I'll be like his sensei. I'll take him under my wing. I will basically like craft him into this perfect ballerino. And, you know, I know what's best for him at this point. And when he comes to be like age 13, he starts abusing him. And so Ichi-san really took that break from ballet and wanted to focus on contemporary dance and really just anything that this teacher didn't teach him, because he wants to create that separation.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't look at ballet the same. Like, I love ballet. I appreciate it. I want to dance it. But I want to do things on my own terms. I don't want to feel like it was his influence over me.
Yeah.
And, like, that's the relationship that I have with it. I want to, like, build a healthy relationship with dance again. And Minobe knows this and is extremely supportive as a partner. So, you know, the teacher is there and Ichi's trying to introduce his mom to Minobe, but the tone shifts very quickly.
So the mom doesn't know, I'm
No.
assuming? Okay.
The mom doesn't know. And Ichi really isn't at a point where he feels comfortable, like, talking about it. Like, he doesn't even want to necessarily talk about it because he's gotten himself to a point where he's like, I'm leaving it behind me.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not ready to dive into it. I just want it to be done. So, like, the teacher at one point, too, when he finds out that Ichi is involved with Minobe, tries to abuse him again and is like, don't think that you can cut off ties with me. And Ichi does. Like, he's like, I'm not going to do what you want. Like, I'm not your craft that you own or anything else. Like, I'm a person and I love my person.
Yeah.
And you're not involved in that at all. And I hope that at some point I'll get to a point that you're not involved anywhere in my life.
Yeah.
But at this dinner, Futagi-san, the teacher, tells the mom, I'm going to be taking Ichi with me to the St. Petersburg Ballet because they're going to be able to teach him so much better than this academy here in Japan. Like, they're very strict. It's a different kind of ballet. We'll be able to further hone his skills. I'll make sure he'll stay with me so he'll be well taken care of. And Minobe can see Ichi, like, starting to panic. Like, he doesn't want to be separated from the people he knows and the things that he loves. And he definitely doesn't want to be with this teacher.
Yeah.
And so without, like, blowing his cover, it becomes this, like, blow-up fight. And Minobe is like, Ichi-san's like, I'm not going. You can't fucking take me. I'm my own person. You're not doing that. And the mom is like, this is a really good opportunity. Like, no one would get this opportunity. Like, you're only getting this because of connections, really. And you find out that he had some sort of, like, defect where he's quite a bit smaller than most ballerinos. And so for him to get an in at such a large company so early on, it's like not expected that he'll ever get that opportunity. So he would only get it through connections, even though he's phenomenal at dancing. Like, the considerations wouldn't be there unless he knew someone. And so the mom is like, I mean, this sounds like a really good thing. You've worked with Futagi for how long? And Minobe is like, I'm so sorry. I know that you've just met me, but I've known Ichi for a long time and I admire him as a person, and we should be letting him decide what he wants to do. And Ichi's like, I'm not fucking doing it. So no, it's not happening. And Futagi goes, well, I'll give you tickets to see their performance because they're coming here. And you can look at the performance and tell me if you've changed your mind. So he also looks Minobe in the face. Creepy motherfucker.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, and I'll give a ticket to you too so you can see the people that Ichi will be amongst. You know, very sure of himself.
Yeah.
So they go to this performance and it's phenomenal. I mean, they're professionals and the performance is just spectacular. And Ichi is very conflicted because he loves it. He's like, honestly, like when I watch them dance, I want to be on stage with them. And Minobe feels the same, and they're like holding hands and like they're looking at each other and communicating, but they're not saying anything. And Minobe's like, I don't want to tell him not to go. I want to be supportive. So like, we'll just see. And Ichi goes to see the performers like the day after the performance. And all of these ballet dancers are like, oh, we've heard so much about you. Futagi told us that you were going to be coming to visit. And Futagi was in the performance with them. So, like, he was bragging up on Ichi. And Ichi gets there and he's like, oh, I actually just came to tell you all I'm not going with you. And they're like, that's rude. Why the hell would you come and do that? And Futagi's like, I really need to ask you to reconsider. And he's like, no, I'm doing contemporary dance. I'll be successful at anything that I do. And I don't need your, you know, in to get me to do that. Like, I will find my own way and pave my own path.
Good.
And he just is so grateful to have Minobe there with him to, like, support him through it. And Minobe's like, oh, my God, thank God you didn't go, because what would I do without you? So, in the end, you go to Volume 3, and you see that they're continuing to work with their new Pas de Deux members, and that he decides that he can't keep just finding his motivation on the fact that Ichi is looking at him. He's like, I can't only perform for Ichi. Like, I have to find additional motivators, because when you're in ballet, it's not realistic that you're just going to get to dance for or with the love of your life every time.
Yeah.
So he's like, I need to, like, continue to find my rhythm and continue to move up in my skill sets. And they're continuing to work on all of that. But then you find out that the Pas de Deux dance that they did together as an example for their partners, after going viral, it ended up getting the attention of the New York City Ballet Company. And they ended up reaching out to the friend who posted it, and they were like, we really want to talk to them and see if they would come and study abroad in the U.S. And so the two of them end up getting this offer, and Minobe is like, we could go, like, together and do this. And what an incredible opportunity. And so they do end up flying out. They're like, man, maybe we could be roommates. And they are, but it's not an ideal situation. They have, like, 2 other roommates, and they have separate rooms.
Aww.
And they were like, oh, man, we could have, like, roomed together or something. But they're very taken aback. Like, culturally, it's very different in the U.S. And so, like, they see how bright and shiny this guy Aiden is. He's, like, one of their roommates, and he's one of the lead ballet dancers. And he's just like, oh, my gosh, hey, and, like, hanging on them. And it's very stressful and overwhelming. But they end up going to these classes, and they are intensive. And the type of ballet that they dance is different. So they feel like they're both kind of starting out on the back foot.
Yeah.
They also don't speak English. And so they really are finding themselves jumping through hurdles and, like, piecing things together as they go. And Minobe had done the studying, but Ichi was like, you can help me. I'm just going to focus on the dancing part. But so they end up going together, and Minobe really feels like he's falling short and falling behind. So he feels like it's this eye-opening experience. And instead of feeling, like, really dejected by this, he's trying to motivate himself with it.
Yeah.
So he's like, I can do this. And at the end of Volume 3, you find out that the instructor from this New York City ballet comes in, and he's like, okay, we have to put on this performance for our investors and, you know, show them the great work that we're doing. you're all going to be auditioning and there's only one spot. And so it ends with Minobe saying, we know that it can happen in dance where the people closest to you can become your rivals, but that's what's happening is I now have to compete against the person I love.
Yeah. So
I love this story.
Oh my gosh.
It's so good.
It sounds so good.
I adore it.
I mean, really complex plot too.
Yeah. It's a complex plot. It's so interesting, just like how everything develops. And like there are moments that you don't have context for early on. And when you find out just the way that everything pieces together so fluidly, it's just gorgeous.
Oh my gosh.
I definitely think you should read this one.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I actually read a book with a very similar theme of like the young talented student being abused by their supposed teacher. And it's a part of a series.
Yeah.
It's called God of Fury. You remember me talking about that one? I sobbed. It is such a sad storyline.
I definitely was crying too.
Yeah.
And I was like, just to like see this thing that he loved and how tainted it became for him.
Yeah.
And like see how he pushed himself to branch out. And like just how inspiring he is as a person. Like he comes off as really rude, but he just has these walls built up that he's put up for good reason.
Yeah.
But like is so passionate about dance. He's like, I will find another way to love this again. And appreciate the dance for what it is and separate the two.
Yeah.
It's so good. I love them so much. Their relationship is so healthy. And truly, like, I'm itching to get this next volume when it comes out.
Oh my gosh. And I have plenty of time to read the first 3 before it comes out.
Yeah, in January of next year. So you've definitely got time. I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal.
Another successful manga episode.
I know. All right. Well, thank you all so much for joining us. And we are looking forward to talking to you all on the next one.
Goodbye.
Bye.